Hey, do you ever wonder if you're pulling money from the right account in retirement, or if Social Security limits means you're accidentally leaving money on the table? You're not alone. And today we're answering those exact questions on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show.
Howdy neighbor, I'm Michael Andrews with Andrews Insurance and Advisory, and you're listening to the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show. Every week we tackle real questions about retirement, Medicare, and Social Security so you can head into retirement with more confidence and a whole lot less stress. Today we have 2 listener questions for you, and we're going to get right into it. First one comes from Eric. Eric writes in and he asked, "Hey Michael, some bucket strategies say withdraw from stocks when stocks are up and from bonds when stocks are down. But how do you measure if a stock is up? Is it up from when you bought it, up year to date, or up over the last 5 years?" Hey Eric, thank you so much for sending the question in. And I love this type of question because it's the kind of thing that a lot of people wonder about but don't always say out loud. So the whole point of the bucket strategy is to give yourselves options so you don't have to sell stocks at the wrong time. So in other words, it's about keeping your retirement income steady without being at the mercy for every little swing in the market. Now, the problem with trying to define up is that it can mean 100 different things depending on who you ask. Some people think it is year-to-year date, others look at 5-year returns, and others just compare it to what they paid for. But the truth is, none of those really capture what matters for retirees. What matters is whether the market is healthy or struggling. That's where the bucket strategy comes in. When the market's doing well, you can harvest a little bit from your stock bucket to refill your safer buckets. When the market's in a downturn, you can lean on your bonds or cash so you're not forced to sell low. It's a lot like farming. You don't want to harvest your crops in the middle of the drought. You would like to wait until the field recovers and is producing again. The same concept applies with stocks. Let them grow strong before you cut back. That way you're not depleting your most important long-term growth engine just to get by in the short term. So the lesson here is simple. Don't get too hung up on whether stocks are quote unquote up based on some chart or calendar. Try to think bigger picture here. Use the buckets to give yourself flexibility, and you'll be in a position where you don't have to stress over every market headline. I hope that helps, Eric. Okay, on to our next question, and this one's going to come from Susan. Susan writes in and says, "Hey Michael, if my husband and I both start Social Security at age 62, can we each earn $23,000 a year and still get our checks, or is that a household limit? And does it include our Social Security payments?" Thanks for the question, Susan. This one trips a lot of people up. So here is the deal. That earnings limit is for per person and not per household. So for 2025, you and your husband can each earn up to $23,400 from work, wages, or self-employment before Social Security starts holding back any part of your check. And no, your Social Security payments don't count towards that limit. Neither do other things like IRA withdrawals, pensions, or investment income. It's just earned income from a job or a business. Now, if you go over the $23,400 limit, Social Security will withhold $1 in benefits for every $2 that you earn above the line. So let me walk you through an example. Let's say that you earn $30,000 for the year. That's going to be roughly $6,600 over the limit. So what they will do is they will end up withholding $3,300 worth of your benefits, and they'll usually do that by holding back a few of your monthly checks early in the year. Once they've got their $3,300, your regular payments pick back up. Last part of the puzzle is what happens to the money that they withhold. You don't get it back as a refund, but you're not losing it either. Once you hit your full retirement age, Social Security will do a little recalculating and give you credit for the months that your check was fully withheld. That means a higher monthly benefit for the rest of your life. So bottom line, Susan, yes, you and your husband can each earn up to $23,400 in 2025 and still collect your full checks as long as you don't go over that limit. If you do, they will hold back some benefits now, but you'll get that value back later when they bump up your monthly amount once you reach your full retirement age. Okay, so let's do a quick wrap up here. We kick things off with Eric's question about the bucket strategies. Specifically, how do you know when a stock is actually up and ready to pull from? Then we tackled Susan's question about working while drawing Social Security at age 62. Bottom line here is you can each earn up to $23,400 from work in 2025 without a penalty, and your Social Security checks don't count toward the limit. So if you've got a question that you'd like me to tackle on the show, shoot me an email at michael@andrewsadv.com. I read every single one of them, and I might just answer yours on a future episode. And let me ask you one other thing. Do you want a second opinion on your retirement plan? Because it doesn't cost you anything for me to take a look, but not letting me, well, that could cost you thousands. So if you're ready to take this relationship to the next level, you can always call or text me at 918-842-7379, or head over to andrewsadv.com and click on my work calendar to schedule a phone call that works best for you. And don't forget, the full replay comes out every Tuesday evening on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show Facebook and YouTube channel. Be sure to give it a like, leave a comment, and share it with a friend who could use some good retirement advice. Thanks again for listening, and we will see you all next week right here on the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show. Thanks.
It's the Howdy Neighbor Retirement Show, helping you plan so your money will grow. No need to worry, we'll make it clear. Medicare and retirement right here.